Hey everybody, Brandon Railway here. I'm going to do a double review for you guys today. It's going to start with track 2. Got Mavis with Moving Eyes. And 3 cars, 2 of which are quarry cars. The third one is a regular coal gondola type car. Mavis is a SW1500 style switcher. We will watch him come by here. A little dark, so I'll get another good angle over here. Then them first 3 cars I got to go with him. He's pulling 6 cars right now, pretty good. Little noisy, but brand new. Well, not brand new, but new. Probably been sitting on a shelf for a while, so I'm not gonna run it a whole lot until I get it greased up and lubed up. But there is Mavis with Moving Eyes. Nice little Bachmann engine. I'm not going to say a whole lot about them because there's really not much to speak about on Bachmann engines, but I'll go ahead and give you guys a little bit of a close-up. Bear with me, I'm trying to hold the camera with one hand while I do this. Anyhow, his eyes do move from side to side. It's part of the Farquhar Company, or Quarry Company. Not a whole lot of detail, but for a Bachmann engine, Thomas the Tank Engine style thing, it really doesn't matter about detail. It's something that the kids love to see. So, anyhow, there's 2 quarry cars with loads, and the Sodor Coal Company. Then the other 3 cars are Troublesome Trucks 1, 2, and 4. I will be getting 3 and 5 shortly. And hopefully number 6 when they finally come out with it. It is supposed to be released at some point this year. But anyhow, as you can see, Mavis does do the job. So running around on my little 4x7 layout, he will do great. Or on my multi-scale layout, which is more than likely where he will run. Okay. Select the locomotive. I will come over here and I'll shut my air conditioner off so you can hear it better, because right now it's not as loud as I want it to be, and I'm going to have to use another locomotive to hold my camera. If you watched my live stream on the Brandon Railway 6755 and Railfan Pictures Around the World YouTube or Facebook channel, you will have already seen this locomotive, but you will have not seen the train that it is pulling. I am going to add some cars to it, but they have not been released yet, so I don't have them quite yet. So we'll go ahead and be kind of quiet in the hopes that you can hear the locomotive. There we go, that's better. Cut some of the light coming in. So what we got here is the MTH Christmas train that they released last year. Do a quick little review for you guys. Grab my book, my little pamphlet here, so I can go over some of the features it has. Proto Sound 3, it has the control hatch under the back radiator fans that you can lift that up and control the sound. It is a little bit louder than it was earlier, but I still want to make it just a little bit louder. I think it's not loud enough for the train shows. Obviously, button 1 is your bell. Button 2 is your horn. And the ditch lights do flash. They do alternate when you blow the horn. 3 is your startup and shutdown. 4 is your passenger and freight announcements. So I'm going to start the train moving to show you the full sequence of number 4.
I love this time of year. Everyone is so happy. Look,
here comes the Christmas train.
Look, here it comes. The Christmas train is coming.
And then once we stop, if we cycle through number 4,
Look at all the presents they unloaded. Do you see anything with my name on it?
cycle through 4 again.
It looks like there's something for everyone.
You'll just have to wait until Christmas Day to find out.
I can't wait. I'm so excited. I wish it was Christmas Day already.
And again.
It looks like they're running out of room in those baggage carts. Maybe I could get my sled and help.
I think the workers had everything under control.
You have to keep cycling through, otherwise the locomotive will not move again. So we'll go another
You'll just
time.
have to wait to see if there's anything for you.
If you aren't careful, you may be getting a lump of coal.
Hey, look, there's Santa waving from the back of the train. I know there's something for me. I just know it.
I'm sure there is, but you still have to wait. Wave to Santa. The train is leaving.
And now that you hear the locomotive sounds again, it can move again. So you have to function or cycle through function 4 4 or 5 times to get the locomotive back. But then number 5 is your charging lights, your ground lights, and your ditch lights. The ground lights are only on when the locomotive is stationary. The ditch lights are on Rule 17 lighting. Therefore, they are not on when the locomotive is stopped. Number 5 also controls your LED number boards. So I will move my camera here in a second. Once I get the locomotive started, there you can see the ditch lights are on. And you can see they do flash. And I'm going to move my other locomotive over here to hold my camera so I can stop shaking the camera so much. Go ahead and turn those lights off. Button 6 is for your master volume. I'm not quite proficient on that yet because you're supposed to be able to double click it, kind of like Broadway, and get the sound to go up and down and everything. 7 is the front operating knuckle coupler, which this has everything on it to do that, but it does not have the operating couplers. 8 is your back coupler. 9 is your forward signal. Let's try that one. There's forward. 10 is your reverse signal. $11 is your grade crossing. $12 is the clickety-clack, which I will try as I do a run-by for you guys. 13 is idle sequence 4. 14 is idle sequence 3. 15 is sequence 2. 16 is sequence 1. F17 and 18 are extended startup and shutdowns. 19 and 20 is rev up and rev down. 21 is a one-shot Doppler on the horn. Coupler slack is 22. Coupler close is 23. 24 is a single horn blast. 25 is engine sounds. 26 turns on or off your brake sounds. 27 turns on or off your cab chatter. And 28 is your feature reset. I'm not sure how to function map this or if it is even possible. I would love to be able to function map this to get the Doppler moved up and the let's see, because I only have, well, I do have the ability to do all 28, but it's a little harder to do on MTH. I haven't become very proficient on it because this is the second MTH engine I have with Proto Sound 3, and right now I actually only have one because I sold the other one. So it's a little harder with a DCS type of engine to do the other functions. So anyhow, without further ado, I'll go ahead and do a run-by. And as it comes back into the living room, I will try to get the click-clack going. And this way you guys get a good look at the consist I'm doing up for Christmas, or at least part of it. I still have 10 more cars to get, at least. And then I will be working on a military train, or, well, yeah, 2 different trains I will be working on. A military train and a veterans train. That's speed steps 2 out of 28. Plus, all these cars are going to get reflector strips on them. The cars that don't have the strips on them already. Speed step 3. And I'm actually going to switch to 128 speed steps. There's speed step 6, which is a little bit slower. There's 8. And as you slow down, you can hear the brake squeal on this locomotive, which I think is really nice. I will try to do that as it goes by as well on the return trip. Or actually, I guess you'll hear it when I go to park it. So, there's speed step 10 of 128. There's 12. 14. And if anybody watching this knows how to get a hold of some HO scale Santa figures and helpers and the sack of toys and stuff, please let me know, because I really want to be able to put Santa on the back of a Christmas style caboose. And I want to put a Fred on the back of it too. And I'll lift the phone up a little bit here, and you can see into the bedroom and see where the locomotive's at. I gotta say, I give MTH 10 out of 10 on this locomotive. And I will explain that here in a second. I love the detail of this locomotive. They definitely get a star for that. Maybe I'll go 5 out of 5, because I don't know if I can come up with 10 different things about it that I like. Not that I can't, or not that I'm coming up with a bunch of things I don't like, but anyhow, we'll shoot for 5 out of 5. There's speed step 16. So like I said, the first thing is detail. This engine is very nicely detailed. One of my buddies has the O-scale version, and I fell in love with that engine as soon as I saw it. I knew I had to have it. But I don't run a lot of O-gauge and everything, and I wanted to have a locomotive like this to run a Christmas train at shows and stuff. So the detail definitely gets them a star. The added Christmas sounds on the passenger and freight announcements, that gets them a plus on that. I really like how they did that to give it more of a festive sound. The Halloween version that they have, if you go to James Wright or JLWII 2000, his channel, he has the video on the Halloween one and the demonstrator. If I can get a hold of one, I will try to get the Halloween one, because it is spooky. It is really cool and spooky and everything. The third point that I give for MTH on this is it is hauling 24 cars right now. It doesn't seem to be struggling one bit. My track in the bedroom is just that big that it takes a while, even at speed step 18 of 100. I can hear it getting out from under the bed now, so it'll be coming back on screen here in about 3, 2, 1. The only thing I don't like about MTH is that the lights, as they flash on and off. I'd much rather see them flash high and low. Let's try to get the clickety-clack going. I forgot about that. Maybe it has to be above a certain speed, I think. There's 22 speed steps. There's 26 speed steps. Can't quite figure out why the click-clack isn't working on it. It's on the controller. So as it comes back around the other side here, maybe we will be able to hear it. Hopefully. While we're waiting on that, I'm going to open my thing back up and try to figure out. There it goes. You'll hear it as it goes by now if you can't hear it as it is. There's the click-clack sound for you. And speed step 30. And I shut that back off because I'm not a huge fan of the click-clack on the MTH. So I think I'm still at, what, 3 of 5? The sound, I got to give them a point for that because MTH's Proto Sound 3 with the dual speakers, when you're at a train show, it is hard to hear a sound engine. So I got to hand it to MTH for putting the dual speakers in and everything. And their Proto Sound 3, it is much easier to hear them at train shows than it is scale trains Athearn Genesis can even be kind of hard to hear. So, and Bachman, definitely. Bachman and Walters Mainline, they're very hard to hear at train shows. So, that's another star I give to MTH because you can hear their sounds. They've got the adjustable volume, which is not the easiest to use, but like I said, being that this is just my second engine and really the first one that I'm really messing around with and trying to learn, because it's a DCS system, not DCC, that's got something to do with it. But as it does a run by here, I'll get the brake squeal going for you. Okay, maybe not this time, but once it comes up to the other spot. Forgot I had the bell going. Made it just a little hard to hear the brake squeal. So we'll turn it back up to 30. I'll give them a 5th star for their packaging. I think they're packaged much nicer than Bachman. They're packaged pretty much like Athearn Genesis and Kato. Well, actually maybe a little bit better than Kato. So I'll give them that 5th star for the packaging because I like how their boxes are all set up to where the engines are definitely kept nice and safe in transit and everything. So we'll see if we can get a brake squeal going as it comes out of the tunnel for you so you guys can hear that function. And then once I get the other functions learned how to use and everything, I will do up a video showing how to do that. Well, let's try on 28 speed steps, because I think when I did that earlier with 28 speed steps, it sounded much nicer. Kind of hard to hear. But it does have a brake squeal. So anyhow, there is the Mavis and Christmas Train by MTH. Here's the shutdown sequence. And she is shut down. So I hope you stuck through the whole video to watch this. I appreciate everybody who does watch my videos and everything. And for now, this is Brandon Railway 6755 signing off.